Hello JRPG fans and welcome to the top 10 Nippon Ichi software games. It's commonly known as NIS. NIS started back in '91 as both a developer and a publisher, has several offices around the world now. They primarily focus on the wonderful genre that we love of JRPGs. They have many franchises under their belt and a murderous penguin as their mascot. I mean, what's not to love there? So let's have a look into this company's specific brand of insanity and art and see why they've now got so many fans. So, following the top 10 JRPGs from Nippon Ichi Software. Number 1. Disgaea 5. In all honesty, you could have put any Disgaea game here. And personally for me though, I've put 5 since that's the most recent one I played and probably the one I paid for the most. The game follows the usual Disgaea tropes, so you see yourself reprising the role of a demon, going out to do whatever, take over, save the world. In this case, you're Killia on his mission to defeat Void Dark. And on that road, you'll meet the usual brand of zany characters that you'd expect from any Disgaea game, be throwing many prinnies around in this tactical JRPG. So yeah, it's like I said, it's very much like all the previous Disgaea games, is in that it is a tactical or strategy JRPG, and the grind that you'd expect from any Disgaea game is there. So if you want to get into what kind of defines Nippon Ichi Software, then please give this one a go. Number 2, Laprocell Tactics. So this one is one of NIS's earliest strategy RPGs, and it's still got all that wonderful unique flavour of Nippon Ichi's work, especially in its sprite work and memorable cast. But unlike the Disgaea games, say, in this one, you're not a demon murdering other demons, but actually a young apprentice demon hunter from the church that's fated to stop the calamity that's coming about. But don't worry about this being an earlier game. It has a massive amount of systems, as you'd expect from any NIS game, is obsessive in detail, and basically if you're a fan of the SRPG genre, it's worth a go. Number 3, Makai Kingdoms Chronicles of the Sacred Tome. So I think we're starting to see a pattern here, because this third game is a strategy game and could be considered a spin-off of the Disgaea series, as in you play as Zeta, or follow the character Zeta, who is an overlord of a netherworld. Netherworld's a commonly seen element in Disgaea games. It plays similar to other games that we've already mentioned, but as always it has its own particular quirks and its own brand of zany, life-absorbing gameplay and fun. Number 4. So yeah, this is a strategy RPG called Phantom Brave. At this point, you probably realised that about 70% chance of any game in a list with Nippon Ichi is probably going to be an SRPG. But this one is a bit disconnected from the previous ones. While the art and such are what you'd expect, the story's a bit different. In this, you're playing a young outcast girl called Morona, who works as a chroma, something you'll explore in the game. And using her phantom friends, she does what she can to make a living, since her parents are dead. The phantoms that she can see are literally the souls of the dead, and only she has the ability to see them. And to help her in battles and such, what she can actually do is bind them to inanimate objects, which creates for a very interesting mechanic of where you're trying to judge which objects are best and how long you want them bound therefore, because different classes can be bound for different amounts of time and such. So if you want a slightly different take on the genre, this one's worth a shot. Number 5. Ha! This one isn't an SRPG. This is The Witch and the 100 Knights. It's a PS3 game, and as I said, it's one of the few that isn't actually an SRPG. Instead, it's an action game where you play the role of the 100 Knight. Not the 100 Knights, the character is called the 100 Knight. And you're under the command of the Swamp Witch, Metalia, who sets out to destroy her rival Forest Witch, Malia. But don't worry about this being an action game. You're still not going to miss the horrific amount of systems and variations and customization that you can see in a lot of other Nippon Ichi games. And, well, this one, if you truly enjoy being evil, this is probably the game for you. Number 6. We have Soul Nomad and the World Eaters. So, following the traditional styles, once more, of being an SRPG, with all the staple art and, This one is a little bit different. It's got a difference in that you actually don't have a predefined hero. You actually get to choose between male and female and give them your own name. And your character is silent. But to talk for your character, he is a character called Gig. And Gig is probably the best part of the game and the one that most fans enjoy. He is the god of death and is part of the reason the world is in danger. And well, now you as the silent protagonist have to use Gig and his powers to help save the world. So yeah, if you enjoy larger than life characters, then I'd suggest jumping on this one. Number 7. I promise this is the last SRPG. This one is ZHP Unlosing Ranger versus Dark Death Evil Man. Oh, that's a mouthful. But in this one, you don't actually have like a big team that you take into the battles. It plays a single hero, which is the Absolute Victory Unlosing Ranger, and must defeat Evil Demon, Dark Death Evil Man, to save the prophesized hero Super Baby. Yep, I think that sets a nice tone to this game. So it's actually more of a kind of like mystery dungeon, almost roguelike, but not the traditional roguelike play. It's still an SRPG, but the levels are random and such like that, with the whole NIS veneer over the top of it. So yeah, if you want to get involved in this absolutely wacky inspiration from hero genre, then give this one a crack. Number 8. Labyrinth of Dusk, of Dusk. Ah yes, something different. So this is the first-person dungeon crawler done in a very traditional style. So as you'd expect to play a first-person dungeon crawler. The main character though is Dronya in the Dust Witch, and she is probably the main reason to play this game. She's fantastic. Dronya is basically set out to the village of Refrain to explore the labyrinth underneath it, and trying to deal with whatever mysteries and such are down there. And unfortunately, the labyrinth is covered in a miasma, which can kill humans. So you have to create puppets, which are your unique characters that you send down, so you can give them various classes, looks, define their characteristics, and all that sort of such that you'd expect from like kind of older school dungeon crawler games. Yeah, but you're also a magical book, which is the unique take. In this game, you are the magical book, called the Tractatus de Monstrum. Oh, that's a mouthful. But yeah, if you enjoy dungeon crawlers in any way, vaguely enjoyed one in the past, I'd give this one a go. Number 9. The Guided Fate Paradox. Well, have you ever wanted to be God? Well, this is your chance. This is a strange roguelike game where you play as Renya, a boy who won a lottery, the prize being to become God. Now, Renya kind of takes to this, and with the angels, starts doing some fate stuff for people, like getting them to help build his like faith in himself from other people, until he realises he has to stop a powerful evil demon known as Satanael who wants to destroy Celestia, the realm of the gods. So if you've been hankering for a roguelike, I'd give this one a go. Number 10. Legastia, or Legastia, however you want to say this one. It's technically a game developed by System Prisma. System Prisma are a company who were bought by NIS before the production of this game, so it's kind of their team that had most of the hand in it. So it counts. So this is actually a second dungeon crawler on the list, but not like the first one. This isn't the first person one, it's a top down. Probably plays closer to the likes of Gauntlet. And you even have like this fun sprite editor thing where you can make your character how you want. The plot is pretty simple. You've got to beat the tower. So it kind of reminds me again of a bit of like Gauntlet where you just smash through the enemies. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if you enjoy kind of like that fast-paced manner, I'd give this one a go. So there we have it. 10 games from NIS, or Nippon Ichi Software. What are your favourites? Please put that down in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you again soon.